This is why you don't buy stuff from China. Hey, welcome back to the Quick Speed Shop. It's fall, my name's Josh. I'm rearranging. Today we're doing Jeep stuff. See, you got an M38A1 over there. Hold on, I got another one right here, right behind me, bam, right there. I'm rearranging stuff. Let's take a look. So last time we were out here in my pseudo junkyard area, I took the box off my box truck. I've since junked the chassis from that, if you probably saw in a previous video. And now I'm back at rearranging. I finally wanted to get my canvas garage set up. And I was looking at spots. I thought about going over here. I cleaned out an area on this AstroTurf and right next to this M38 Jeep. But the ground is super sloped and stuff, and it wouldn't sit kind of right. So I'm kind of rearranging my whole display here. My Jeeps, I've got the red one pulled out. That's an M38A1. And the green one is an M38A1, and that's an M38. I'm going to just shuffle them over here in this area. That's slopey. I'm also fighting maple trees and leaves right now. They're dumping everywhere. But I've already pulled the red one out. This is my most complete M38A1. I rescued this one with the cab and that red one from around the corner from my house. And then this other one here, this M38A1 with the Monroe County Parks Department painted on it. This was a civil defense vehicle. It says County of Monroe, say County of Monroe Parks, and this might say Department, I can't remember. But this is hand lettered. These are all military Jeeps. This is where the electrical connector would be for the M38, for if you had the electrical plug. This one had the original engine in it, but it was junk, so I pulled it out. Right now there's nobody home. You can see the original green under here, some of the original lettering where the shovel would go. I think that Jeep I'm going to build in my little off-road wheeler, just kind of not in the air, just kind of like make it, might put a little more modern drivetrain in it. Not sure yet. It needs a lot of work. It's also very, very rusty. But this this other M38A1, this red one, this is the lowest mileage one I got. This has only got 32,000 miles on it. And obviously it probably went to a fire department or something. But it is all there. Got the F-head, still got the 24-volt electric system, the big waterproof alternator, or I mean generator, I'm sorry. It's got the waterproof spark plugs. It's pretty rough. It sat for a while. Oh, it's still got the factory military strap for the hood shovel. That's cool, but the bracket's missing. Huh. It's obvious that it probably went to a fire department after it got done being used for the Army. But you can see the original olive drab poking through there. So my plan is the green one in the middle to build like a little wheeler out of. This one I'll probably just try to get it running at some point, probably just sell it as it is, complete. It's also pretty rusty. They sat for years, unfortunately, and this one sat with a bunch of leaves in it and kind of rotted. It had a rubber mat as well, kind of rotted the floor out bad, and this is it rotted. I got even the seat rotted in half, but it's still got the military fuel tank, which is pretty shot. But here it's got all the badging on it, on the firewall. It tells what it is. Where's the date? The date is on here somewhere, right here. 8/52 is the date on this one. This one here, this one here is 10/53 right there. So I'm not sure if that makes this one a real late 53 or maybe a 54. I'm not sure, one or the other, but the other one's definitely a 53. Or, well, what'd I say? This other one's definitely a 52, which I believe is the first year for the M38A1. And that, the M38 with a cab on it, that I believe is also a 52, which was the last year of the M38. Well, that wasn't too bad. Got them in here stored. And yeah, took my leaf blower and blew a lot of these leaves out of here. I had these covered up with army mesh I bought on Amazon, but it was getting pretty nasty, and all it did to hold leaves in there. So I got to blow this out, get the leaves out of here so it doesn't turn into topsoil. I'm probably not going to cover them back up with that like army mesh stuff because it was too hard to keep the leaves out of them, and as you can see there's a lot of leaves that are going to fall. All right guys, it's the next day. I've got the spot completely cleared out. I went and these are a drive-on ramp that you can pick up with a floor jack in a garage. One of the guys in the car club retired and he moved to Florida. I bought this a couple years ago. If I was smart, I would have dug it out before I got into my fluid film jobs because I can just drive up on it and do them in the driveway. That'd be really awesome. But no, I left it sit back here, you know, just over here. Anyways, it's over there by the Cormaro. So let me go get the canvas garage. It's in a big box. It's super heavy. I think it's 12 by 20 by 8 foot high. And we're going to place it right here. Okay, what I got to put up here is a 12 by 20 Shelter Logic here. This came from, I think again, from Tractor Supply Company. Now, before I bought my house, I lived in a rental house, and I actually set one of these up back when Shelter Logic was, you could only order them from them right for the manufacturer, and I had it for, I think, over 4 years, and it worked really well. I actually worked on my Studebaker truck in there, changed the motor inside of it and stuff, and I also assembled my Model A hot rod shop truck the first time inside my canvas garage there. Now, these are ones you can get at Tractor Supply Company. This one I bought from my friend. He ordered it and he didn't end up setting it up, so I got it from him. But I'm going to set it up here, and unfortunately this one is made here. Originally the one that I set up, you know, like 12 years ago was made in America from Shelter Logic, and they've made, you know, that was more expensive. I think it was like $1,200 or something. This one's about $600. So they made them cheaper, so they're more affordable for people to want to do something. But anyways, I hope it's going to be all right. I've had good luck with them. It's the round top, which will shed snow. You still want to go out and brush heavy snow off the top of it, but it's rounded, so it's not going to want to collapse like the cheap, like Harbor Freight ones that have like a regular style roof collapse a lot of times in the snow. So this style is going to shed some snow better. I'm in a high snow load area, so that's what I want to do. This one, oh look, we got a bonus pack. We got the augers, we got a roll-up door kit with 2 doors. Well, I only need one because I'm facing the fence, but you want the anchors to hold her down so she don't blow away in the wind. And I've never had the roll-up door. That's going to be pretty slick. The first one I had, I just had to throw the top up and over it, whoop, every time I used it, and I had like a clip. But it looks like this one's going to have a door package on it. But I pretty much used mine like I had before. Actually, I saved the framework so I could technically buy a new cover and I would have another one of these. But this one came up from my buddy in the box, so we're going to assemble it right now. I'll probably put you on time lapse for most of it because it's going to take probably half the day to set this up. But I'm sure there's videos if you want to do an actual tutorial on how to set one up. I'm sure people have done videos on them. I'm just going to slam the thing together, get it on up so I can get going and get the mercury stored away here. right, bam, there we go. Got the structure up. And as you can see here, see how they go? The ground's pretty uneven here. It's got a big low spot where this stuff is. So I'm gonna cut some pressure treated blocks, how some old pressure treated wood I got, and I'm gonna block up each foot. Each foot's got holes on it where I can screw right down to the wood. But like this guy, you know, needs to be up here a couple inches. What I'm trying to do is get the dimensions now. It's got to be 12 foot wide at the bottom. I'm gonna take some long, like roofing spikes or gutter spikes, and I spike the second one down in place because that is the highest point on the ground, and I got to shim under the back feet there just a little bit with some wood. But if I can lock that in, then I can pull all the other legs around to where they got to be. This thing is still going to run downhill some because that's just how it is here in the backyard. But I want it to get, I don't want it to be up and down in the middle, you know, it's got to be one continuous slope either way. So I'm just monkeying around with that. Probably do that off camera because it's going to take me a bunch of monkeying around. But once I get that all squared up and get the thing all squared up, and then we can put the canvas on. I've got it out here in the sun, drying up, trying to make it a little more pliable in the sun here. So it's not too bad. I'm going to have to trim the maple tree there where it's touching a little bit. Trim her off. But it, they definitely, like I said, this one's made in China. They definitely cheaped out on all the tubing and everything. The one that I had from original, which I still have the tubing for, I probably should have set that up and just bought a new cover because the tubing is a lot beefier than this. But hopefully this with a round top will be all right for the snow load. We'll see. When there's snowstorms, I'll come out and I'll brush the snow off it. This is why you don't buy stuff from China. Let me explain. You see the ridge pipe in there? See, it's all like, whir, whir, whir. I don't know if you can tell here, but the top hoop is not bent the same. It's got a higher bend there and it kind of flattens off. So it's not perfectly symmetrical. It's a horrible bend. And I didn't realize it was like that. So I went and I put it together, you know, expecting the top to be the same. And I've got 4 that they're facing one way, and the 2 in the second and third one here, the goofy bend's facing the other way, so it's kicking that center rack off to the side, and it's going to make like a, you know, a lump in the roof. So now I gotta take the bolts out, try to get them 2 center ones out, flip them around so at least all the off bend is all going the same way to straighten that center piece out. This thing's a nightmare. My Made in America Shelter Logic was not anywhere near like this. It was bigger tubing, heavier tubing, and it was straight as an arrow. I should have put that framework up and just got a new cover for it. Boned myself. What a disaster. For like $600 or $700, whatever this costs new, it's leaving a little to be desired here quality wise. So I'm gonna struggle with that, see if I can flip them around. I'm gonna run out of daylight at this rate. It's been hours already trying to put this thing together. I was able to straighten that roof issue out by flopping those pieces. Now the roof tube is nice and straight. And I also got my feet shimmed up here. The tallest one is there, about 3.5, 4, almost 5 inches there. I got it shimmed up good, but everything is nice and good. I ended up setting up string line down both sides to true up the legs, so this thing is kind of wonky all over the place. But I got it good. I also put a level across, a board across here, and leveled each one up so it's not like this going across there. And I put the string line up top. So it looks like it's pretty good now. It's should be square and level and sitting pretty true. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting the canvas on. The thing to do is put the front panels and the rear panels on first, and then you put the top on over it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them on. I don't know if you guys need to really watch that. And then I'll slap them on quick, and then we'll put the big cover on. All right, welcome to the inside of the canvas garage. I just got the fronts on. They got little ratchet straps down there to hold them down tight. There's a string around it and it ratchets down. And now I'm going to put the top on. I got to slide some bars through this green spot down here, and they clamp onto the side. And then same thing, I believe there's ratchet straps that are strapped down the corners of the top there, but it's getting there. It got dark out. I had to put my sweatshirt back on. It's dark and cold now. It's scary, dark and cold and scary. I want to get this thing secured before I go in, and I think I'm near that point, but we'll see. Well, this is as far as I'm going to get tonight. I got the cover all cinched down. I got the bottom pieces all on there. Yeah, I put in some of the anchors. My ground is really rocky, so I had a hard time screwing the anchors in. Some went down all the way, some are up like that one. That one's really up there. But then up here in the front, I was able to get two right down there. And over there is going to get two down, so I was able to use the cable ties that came with the garage. I got a bucket of concrete weight over there in that corner. So I went and I strapped down a bunch of times, just try to hold it down because the wind is pretty windy here where this is going to face, the wind faces this wall here. And once I put the car in here, I'm also going to strap it, probably a couple of high straps to the car just to extra hold it. But then it shouldn't go anywhere. But it's the canvas is nice and taut. I wish it cooled off, you know, here in the dark. So it would have been nice to put it on tight, but it seems to be all right. It's definitely not as thick as the Made in America one I used to have, but hopefully this will last a few years. And you can always change the canvas if it goes bad, I guess. So I'm going to shut her down for now. I'm going to take and pull like the lawn tractor and a couple other things in here. I still haven't had time to get the car in here because it's 8 o'clock at night now and I got to shut things down, pick stuff up. I will get the car in here. I'm going to cut some pieces of plywood to put the tires on so it doesn't sink into the ground, or 2x6s or something to jack the car up and under the tires, spread out the load some. And I'll probably put it on this side close to the garage since I'm not using it, and that'll give me a couple feet of storage space on the other side. I can bring some probably like wheels and tires and stuff like that in here and just store them alongside the car. Get them all out of the weather and take advantage of having this new 12 by 20 by 8 storage ShelterLogic storage garage. So it was a long day. I started like 10 o'clock and it's 8 o'clock at night. So what's that? 2 + 8, 10 hours to put the stupid thing up. I didn't even get the door roller upper part put together yet. But awful lot of work. So I got to shut it down and I'm starving. So I'm going to go inside and eat something. But guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time when I'm working on something here. Who knows what it is? You'll see it right here. Bam. At the Quick Speed Shop. I'm a professional. Don't try this at home.